Happy New Year's, everybody. Hope everybody had a fun and safe New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. We're going to be discussing a new documentary on Netflix called Don't Die, the Man Who Wants to Live Forever. This is a really fascinating documentary. As somebody that is not the biggest fan of documentaries, there will be some that will catch my eye and I will get immediately invested in and hooked on. This is one of those documentaries that I just found incredibly fascinating. The documentary follows Brian Johnson, who is trying to reverse his aging. He wants to be able to drop his aging down to about 69%.
69 dudes!
In order for him to have a longer lifespan, he's taking about 40 pills a day or in the morning. In order for him to achieve his goals, he works out, he's doing all this kind of regimens. And as somebody that is trying to change his eating habits, this is a documentary that I found very fascinating, and it hooks you right immediately with the pitch. If you are somebody that has been following this story, you know exactly how this documentary is going to end. But as somebody that doesn't really know the story about this guy or what he went through, his medical procedure, what I really found fascinating is that he was able to find a way to decrease his aging. And whether you agree with the way that he did it or you think that it's not the safest way possible, I still think this is a very fascinating look at how somebody may want to be able to slow down their aging. And there has been a lot of discussion about whether or not this is safe or this is doable and whether or not this is going to work. They show clips of him on the news, YouTubers talking about his procedure and whether or not it's safe for somebody to do this. He has all the money in the world in order for him to do this. As somebody that doesn't really have that kind of money, it does put a focal point on how far a person will go in order for them to decrease their aging, in order for them to have a longer lifespan. And that's something that really had me intrigued. Sometimes when it comes to documentaries, there are some that I will find fascinating, but there's some that will lose me immediately. This is one of those instances where I was just hooked from beginning to end because I am trying to find a way to eat healthier, work out a little bit more, and not eat as much junk food or fast food as possible. However, I have been failing in that, so this kind of put a perspective in mind. The one thing that I wish this documentary kind of could have shed a little bit more light on is why he's doing this. We get bits and glimpses of his relationship with his parents and his kids. He only has a strong relationship with one of his kids. And so I kind of wish we had a little bit more of him expanding on why he wants to be able to live forever. I get it. The one thing that will always come for us is death, but I kind of wish they showed a little bit more besides just the medical procedures he goes through, what he eats, what supplements he takes. I kind of wish we dug in a little bit more into his life, not give us a full extent of his personal life, but just give us a little bit more of like, this is the reason why I'm doing it. I want to be able to travel a little bit more. I want to be able to explore life in a different way. I want to be able to have a greater meaning for life, because I feel like that's the one thing that we always take for granted is we want to be able to travel a little bit more. We want to be able to see and experience the world in a different light. And I kind of wish that is something that this documentary kind of shed a little bit more of. I wish we had a little bit more to get attached to this guy in order for us to go through his incredible journey of him decreasing his age. But overall, this is a really fascinating documentary that if you don't know anything about, I would suggest going in blindly as possible, because there are some interesting things in here that some people will agree with and some people will not, but I think this is a worthwhile watch. As far as documentaries go, I think this is one of the most fascinating ones that I've seen, and it does make me want to explore a little bit more into his life. I want to explore a little bit more into what he went through, how his health is doing nowadays. But overall, this is a documentary worth checking out. But those are my thoughts on Don't Die, the Man Who Wants to Live Forever. What are your guys' thoughts? Have you guys checked this documentary out? Did you follow this guy? Go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys for the next video.